This feels like one of those days where I'm never going to get to the actual subject I want to get to that was yesterday's news of the day, because in the hallway just a second ago before we came in here, Stugotz, who is now wearing my jacket.
The movement, some flexibility.
In violation of the rules of he's supposed to be wearing a suit. That is not a suit. That is your pants and my jacket, and that's not a suit.
Well, combined, it's a suit. It is. Dan, no one specified that I had to wear my suits. They just said wear a suit. I am wearing my pants, which are very tight. I am wearing your jacket. I'm wearing my shirt, my tie. That's it.
Skinny guy in a fat coat.
Thank you.
Is it a suit if the pants and the jacket don't match?
Not for me, Clive.
Oh, for crying out loud.
You're not wearing a suit. You're wearing suit separates.
Where are your pants?
Give me your pants.
Okay, I got to go upstairs and get you the pants. I don't know if they're here or not.
There's no way that you have pants with that pattern.
I did buy for television just jackets that didn't have some pants, and I believe that is one of them. Yes.
Right.
You're wearing shorts the entire time, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. We discussed earlier in the local hour
your shorts.
The death of television suits or television dress shoes. I feel like the death of suit pants is not far behind it. There are a lot of people caught on to the wearing shorts under the suit jacket. How much of television is done with shorts on? Probably a considerable amount, right?
More so than
sweatpants?
ever one would imagine with the move to Zoom, right? And the thing that Stugotz was doing, though, while wearing my jacket in the hallway, is he was mother bleeping me, saying this guy always apologizing to the audience because they want more and more and more. He's grumbling under his breath. He's spitting at him. He's like, no more apologies from you. Enough. We're working here every goddamn day. No more apologies while wearing my jacket on a bet that he hasn't paid with 5 years of debt on these punishments.
Because me and Chris, we know what happens here. You feel bad because the audience is complaining, and suddenly we never have another Monday off again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
A 4 a.m. text about how Mondays need to be worked every way.
Guys, if we just tell the audience we're taking Monday off, this solves the problem.
They'll still complain.
We told them.
Expectations.
They complained.
How do we tell them?
I was told.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we did tell them.
Told.
This is us, though. This is us. This is where we take on the personality of Stugotz. The number of people over my lifetime who Stugotz is mad at, who then will meet those people, and Stugotz will say all the bad things he said about them over the years, and that person would say, Stugotz, I called you back. I left it in your hands. The number of times that happens with Stugotz, very many. This happens around here all the time. We didn't tell them. They're mad because we didn't do the very simple thing of telling them, none of which is the point of where I'm headed with my story. Stugotz thinks he's doing hard work, slaving for the audience, when he comes in here with 3 baseball cards and he throws them on my lap, 3 baseball cards, and he says, Dan, read them and weep. 3 classic dealers. He threw the cards.
Have you checked them out yet?
I'm going to turn them over.
You're going to be very excited.
No, dramatically, yes. I'm going to turn them over because I don't know what this game is that Stugotz is playing.
Wait a second. You're going to turn them over, so you have not looked at the cards yet. Can I put them in the order I want you to turn them over in, please?
Sure.
There's a big build-up here.
Baseball cards have the names on the back also, though.
Well, I'm not going to look at it. Thank you, Billy. I've got something for you because while this was happening.
Today's not a good day, Dan. I have a night day.
What?
Explain this to the audience, please, because you're speaking Spanish now, making great jokes in Spanish that like 4% of the audience gets, and it's too much for you because you don't want any percentage of the audience.
It's
to get
even
your
a
jokes.
subset of a subset. That's not like ubiquitous in even Hispanic culture.
All right,
with Aide.
Billy has gotten old, and he is holding his back right now, and he is lamenting the way that an old person would, that his back hurts. But he's also, Stugotz, I don't know if you have seen this. Billy is wearing how many colors today? Just so people understand how unprepared Billy is for adulthood.
Wait, what is that? Hold on. Whoa.
I am headed somewhere.
Roughly 6.
No, what is the color? Whittingham, just give me an appraisal in the audience. What would you describe as the color? I just want people to understand. Billy is now in adulthood, and he's got 3 creatures at home with diapers, and Billy is wearing a lot of colors. So give me the color of his shoes.
the shoes are orange, which, by the way, actually matches with his shirt, which is more matching than usual. For Billy.
Okay, but let's go through the whole body here. Let's,
Yeah, so he's got like magenta pink socks on.
With anchors.
Gray shorts. If not for the jacket, he would be matching, but he's wearing a gold-colored FIU jacket.
I don't like the angle I have when Billy lifts his leg like that.
Careful with angles, Chris.
Yeah.
how many
He's got like a light blue and magenta hat on.
how many colors are on that hat? The mascot on that hat has how many different colors?
Probably like 6.
Okay, now
6 colors.
I am in no position, Stugotz.
That's Billy's style, though. He's a
Yep.
colorful guy.
He is.
The entire spectrum is on his body right now.
He is colorful, yes, and he has now arrived at adulthood, but I think it's okay to say this is also how a colorful child would dress if they fell into like a batch of lollipops.
What? What did I do?
Bunch of dum-dums.
No,
yeah.
Just here sitting minding my own business and
This is the point I'm making.
my Ida and
That you as an adult child are looking in the corner of that room, La Esquina de Chusmeria, and you look at Luis and you look at Anthony and you're like, these children, they are ridiculous. They are perpetually
they're ridiculous human beings over there. But now I'm starting to think you're trying to divide us over there because we had like a little alliance going over there. Tony, your microphone's off. We had a little alliance going over there, and I feel like you want us to work against each other. And today of all days, I mean, they may have to do some sort of thing if this is Empacho and not just an Ida. We get the Elo, and then we've kind of solved that situation. For those who don't know, this Ida is like,
What?
it's like this.
Oh, finally.
It's one of two things. Either I'm having a heart attack, which I hope is not the case,
Un infarto.
or primer infarto. Or
That's a fine.
I don't know what they're saying. It's still funny.
Alfino.
Or I just have this buildup of air stuck inside of me, like between my ribs and like whatever's inside here.
But Billy, that's the perfect explanation about what un aire is. It's just a trapped gas. It's un peo trabajo. That's
Peo
it's just
trabajo,
floating around, and then all of a sudden it's there in your rib cage. How did it get there? I don't know. But
right.
then I don't like that you're dividing brotherhood right here.
That's
As you
right.
can see in the back here, we got the Patria y Vida flag right
Yeah.
here for people that don't know. Okay, and Billy's part of our team, and so are you. And I don't like you dividing us.
Okay.
They
Right,
actually
I mean,
texted me last night, but I
about
He
can't
didn't
say what
answer,
it
by the
was.
way. He didn't answer, by the way. So I'm actually upset about
Well,
that.
no, but
Yeah.
diaper. There's a lot going on, but I can't tell you what it is. But they seem to have big plans over there in that corner.
Yeah, something big is coming.
Stugotz, un peo trabado is just a stuck fart. Please turn off
Thank
his
you.
microphone now. And the reason I'm pointing out the division between you is because you guys all represent very different parts of Miami. I see Tony's in here wearing his Killian gear. And you're just you are two different kinds of
Lewis is
Cubans.
different from both of us, by the way. I'm closer to Tony. Lewis is Doral.
Okay, but why are they ridiculous though? Because you are perpetually like last night. Billy is howling into the phone as a chaos. He is an agent of chaos, and he was just delighting in how dumb the conversation was around John Skipper between Lewis and Tony trying to make an impression. Like Billy was howling at just how childish they were having conversations about whether ducks were free.
That's still, we haven't settled that with Ron McGill yet because unfortunately Tony wasn't here with Ron McGill, but that is coming. So I don't know well, today's Tuesday, so I guess McGill's not on today.
He's on tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow, get ready because we're going to find out whether or not ducks are free or Tony and Lewis have been stealing ducks all these years, all along. But they were talking about free ducks. They were talking about the year of the tiger because I guess it was Chinese New Year the day that John was here. So, Lewis was wearing a tiger hat and then just kept wishing everybody happy Chinese New Year, the year of the tiger. He said it a couple times, then told us I have 3 tiger hats, which is like, okay, thank you. Not Detroit Tigers, just hats with tigers on them. I was like, okay, thank you, Lewis, for sharing that. And then told us about the French fry shortage. But clarified there's no potato shortage, just a French fry shortage.
And the entire time, are you giggling into your meal, Billy, as you're listening to these guys yammer around our CEO in a way that will do nothing for their careers?
Full disclosure, I may have been encouraging the behavior by asking leading follow-ups.
You always do this.
Yeah.
See, this is
Shocking.
from inside the company. Billy is always insistent on the entire company going bankrupt into the sea.
Are you sure there's a potato shortage? It can't be right. Is that right? I'll look it up. I saw it on CNN. No, I don't think you saw it. Yes, I did.
I think that Lewis and Tony should be applauded for their behavior.
Yeah,
Because
right.
all the time you can get in front of executives and you recede into a shell and you don't become yourself. If anything, it is a tribute to the spirit of our company that even in front of our CEO, Tony and Lewis are willing to be unrelentingly themselves.
You should bring John Skipper a duck the next time he's in town.
Yeah. Free ducks.
I've always thought pets are such a terrible gift because
Don't get pets, Dan. Do you have pets? Don't get pets.
How bad is it, Billy?
Pets?
No, you sleeping and everything happening at your home. How much blood are you finding around the house? Why
blood?
Where did you find pet? Where did you find pet diapers?
No, these are human diapers that I'm cutting holes in to make room for the tails. Yeah,
That's a heady play.
pull-ups. Yeah.
This is meant to be a holiday weekend. It sounds like the weekend from hell.
Please tell us
What
more.
happened?
I want to know. You didn't tell us you'd added a dog to the mix because the first 8 months of a child aren't hard enough.
Well, I mean, I have friends that were having their 4th child, so the dog was a bit of a thing. So we said, well, we'll take the dog, and our dog will have a companion now and a little friend. Our dog seemed a little down in the dumps because of the babies getting more attention. So we thought this would be a friendly thing. And then this dog is bleeding places. I thought maybe it's losing teeth, maybe it's teething, but no, from the vagina. So then we had to put a diaper on the dog. Yeah.
And then the other one has a diaper because he was just still humping.
He was being a bad boy. Yeah.
And it's just chaos. Are they not sleeping? Do you not have cages? Can you separate them?
Well, one is in a kennel right now while she's still kind of learning, because when we got this dog, we found out she eats holes in walls, and we said, I have lots of things, but I don't need a hole in the wall on top of everything else. Yeah, so the kennel. What do you mean? What am I doing? What's your problem over there?
So another family
Yeah.
had a 4th kid,
Yes.
had this dog,
Yeah.
and then dumped it on you guys.
Not
so now
dumped.
you're adopting a dog that eats holes in walls.
Well, not at my walls yet. I've been.
But so you're adopting a bad dog.
No, there's no such thing.
No such thing.
I'm just
no
saying.
such thing as a bad.
I'm just saying.
Well, there is such a thing.
There was
as
a kid
bad
born,
dog.
and then you adopted a dog.
Yes.
Why?
Because the dog needed a home. What am I gonna do? You want me to abandon this dog? It
But
needed
why?
a home.
But why is the onus put on you?
Right. It's a fair question. He's
Dog
asking.
needed a friend. What do you want me to do?
There's other people that like dogs.
Yeah, but the dog had a friend, and then that person, your friend, had too many kids and dumped the dog on you. That's not fair.
What do you want? What do we do
Give the
here?
dog back.
Get rid of the dog?
It means for chaos and adulthood in Billy's life in a way that has
bad
made
friends.
us all uncomfortable because he's bringing it into work and clashing, not of my manufacturing, with executives he's holding down in the company because he's making them speak idiocy into the air.
I did not make them. Yeah, I did not make them
Free
do
Dunks
anything.
is holding me down. I got a T-shirt off of it. Give me a break.
Rocks.
Okay, very good. So Stugotz comes in here and he throws 3 cards at me
Oh, yeah.
and he says, Dan, read them and weep. 3 dealers.
Classic dealers.
Classic dealers. Thank you. A good correction. Now, I ask you, what are these cards? What is he saying here? Before I start turning over these cards, and this is the ones, Stugotz, that you want me to see first, right? That's the first one. That
me
is your
see.
3rd classic dealer. You arrange the cards. Did
I
you
want
not?
you to see that 3rd, not first.
Okay.
I mean, how are you going to do this? It's
Okay.
weird.
Well,
okay.
hand it to me the way that you want me to do it. I have
Okay.
not seen the cards, but
Well, you're flipping from the back, right? Okay.
I'm only going to look at the card and learn what it is when I turn it over. I will
Start
read
with
it,
the top.
and the
Okay.
audience will react to this. But Billy, what is he trying to tell me? Because this was a conversation he was having with Roy, and I have not looked at the cards. But when I think classic dealers, is he trying to hand me my wheelhouse 90s baseball, and he's trying to give me guys I would have classified as innings eaters, heavy ball throwers, dealers, guys who will dominate with nothing. I need the definition of what dealer is to you guys.
Well, a dealer for me is not innings eater. These are vastly different categorizations. So for me, a dealer is like someone who gives you 7 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned every 5 days. That's a
Right.
dealer.
This is what I can tell you. He kind of went through some cards that someone had sent us, and these are the cards that he didn't take, just so that you know what you might be expecting. Brian Harvey is here.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Harvey was not viewed as a classic dealer.
Nope.
as is Dwight Gooden, who I think Stugotz may have just not seen.
No, too good for a classic dealer. Yeah.
Oh, wait a
Dr.
minute.
K.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here, wait a minute. What are you guys doing? Because when I say innings eater, I mean it as a compliment. I mean somebody who's going to give you 8 innings every time. Somebody who's he's gonna throw a shot put up there, and you're telling me Greg Maddux is too good to be a dealer, correct?
Yes, these are 3 guys that are going to make you smile. Their names are going to make you smile. They're going to bring you back to a time. They're not the greatest pitchers in the world. They're not the worst pitchers in the world. There's one very good pitcher in there, but they are classic dealers who just about every start will go out, give you 7, 8, innings, maybe give up, 2 to 4 runs and give your team a chance to win and lose.
So Oral Hershiser is not a classic dealer. He's too good.
Yeah, too
correct.
good. Yeah,
but
too good.
but Steve Avery is not good enough to be a classic dealer. Correct.
Bingo. Yes.
Okay, but help me.
My fear is I have one person in there who's probably above a classic dealer, but the name will make you smile.
Rick Aguilera was also left behind, so he's not on the list. Classic dealer.
Now he
Classic closer.
No, I would. But wait a minute. And earlier in his career, Aguilera was okay. I don't want to bore the
He was
audience
the Mets
with
fifth
this.
starter. Yes.
No, but he was. So what is this? A third starter? A second starter? Is this an ace? Is this an ace occasionally?
I would say this person, one's an ace, okay? The other 2 are guys who could be your number 1, but could also be your number 4. And if they're your number 4, you have a staff.
Rick Aguilera was pretty good from 85 to 87.
This is why
on the
I'm
Mets.
saying I still don't understand how this is, but let me see if I could do this. So like 90s, we're going to go, so Roy, you've seen these cards?
You're trying to guess?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to think of what a classic dealer is, and I'm thinking, okay, who was out there pitching against Avery and kicking Steve Avery's ass? And I'm going through my head, and I'm trying to figure out who was doing that.
Well, one of the guys in that stack of 3 cards is certainly a guy who won against the Braves and won against Steve Avery. Right, Roy?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yes. Very exciting.
Is it exciting? Because I think this might be terrible.
I'm excited. It is terrible, but I'm excited. I haven't
Classic
seen
dealers.
them.
I just don't know whether to go John Smiley or Doug Drabeck. Okay, I'm going both of them.
What?
Yes!
Well, what are you looking at? You need to tell us.
That's a classic dealer.
Who is it?
Who is Doug Drabeck?
No, who is the
Who
card?
was on the card?
Was it Jeopardy?
Doug Drabeck.
Bob McClure. No, it was Doug
Classic
Drabeck.
middleman.
All right. So, okay. Whittingham, this isn't your wheelhouse. You're too young for this. I'd only play this game with Roy because this game is too old for. Oh.
Yeah, my time is like Jason Isringhausen.
Oh, that's not
Is
bad.
he?
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
But he was good for a year. Drabeck was wasn't he Cy Young good 1 year? Doug Drabeck. But that's not too good to be a dealer.
Drabeck had 1 year. He was 22-6. He finished 3rd in the Cy Young vote.
What about Kevin Millwood?
Wow, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Classic
Just
dealer.
a guy that
And a horse.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Those are not the same thing. Are those the same thing? Are you telling me that those are the same
Wainwright
thing?
is a horse. Is he
Yes,
also a
yeah.
classic dealer?
Wait a minute. Are those synonyms? Because now, if you lead me down the horse path, Billy? I need a ruling from you. Are those synonyms?
I feel like Kevin Millwood could also rake, which I'm trying to look up.
So should we do like the category of pitcher? So like you start with spot starter, and then you work your way up to Cy Young or ace of the staff, and then you have,
but
you have
did
force, you have
Drabeck
dealer,
not win a
you have
Cy
innings
Young?
eater.
Drabeck did win a Cy
he
Young.
did.
I read the internet wrong.
That's
I
a
owe you a
fine.
couple of dollars. Yeah.
That's a fine. Yeah, he won the Cy Young in 1990.
See, because I was going to go Smiley because Drabeck's then too good. Not a classic dealer. Does it classify as a classic dealer? Are you
but
shaking
Drabeck-
in your conviction that that's a classic dealer?
The year before, Drabeck went 14-12. The year after he won the Cy, it was 15-14, then 15-11. He ate up innings. He was a classic dealer.
But he's also got to be somebody who's pitching across Stugotz's postseasons, isn't he? Like, it's got to be somebody.
Well, let me give you the year that Doug Drabeck won the NL Cy Young. The other candidates were Ramon Martinez, Frank Viola.
Sweet music.
I don't feel like Stugotz is going to have I don't think Stugotz is going to allow a lefty to be a dealer.
Is like Johan Santana a dealer?
Too good.
Too good.
Oh,
good.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
I
too
don't
good.
know, but that's why I was doing Smiley. Like, that's as well as I can do on dealer is John Smiley from the left-handed side.
There are 2 cards left, and one of them is indeed a lefty. I will tell you that. Okay?
It was like Mark Burley in his prime, a dealer.
Yes, that's a good
The
one.
best, like one of the best. He's on the upper echelon of dealers. though.
That's a great
He's
one.
almost too good to be a dealer, but I think he might have hit something there.
But are they the same? I demand an answer. A dealer and a horse.
No.
No, not the same.
What is the difference?
And horse is above dealer, right?
A horse is like a number 2 on your staff. A dealer's a number 3.
But like
rather-
overqualified to be a 2, like
You'd
Mark,
rather have a horse.
like Mark Pryor on the 2003 Cubs. where it's
Maybe
like,
Mark
Kerry
Burley
Wood
is
is
better
the
than a
ace.
dealer. Maybe
Kerry
I think
Wood's a
we've
horse.
I think we've offended Mark Burley if he's listening to this. He might be listening, right?
Kenny Rogers.
Dealer.
Well, no, he's too
Check
good,
it.
but he won a Cy Young. That'd be a good lefty. And
He's a horse.
was he a horse? I remember that he
No.
didn't complete games. Doesn't a horse?
Josh Johnson was a horse.
He was a horse.
Also,
He had
He's
a
a
cup
big
of
horse.
coffee being
He's
a
a pretty
horse.
big horse.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Well,
stay healthy, but
So is part of being a horse that your lower body, upper body, you look like a centaur? Because Josh
Yeah.
Johnson, if he went down to all 4s, you'd be like, that's a horse.
Justin Verlander, horse.
No,
Okay?
he's way too good.
He's a horse.
what do we feel about John Lackey?
I think Verlander
Lackey.
now is a horse.
Yeah.
Lackey's a horse too, I think.
Yeah.
Better
No,
than a dealer.
Lackey's a dealer for me.
No, Lackey had a day though.
Yeah, a day.
You can
Yeah.
shapeshift. You can anamorph.
If
A
you
couple
had,
days.
if
Maybe
you
a
had a
week.
day, you can't be
Probably
a
had a
dealer.
week.
If you had like a day where you were like really good,
Is a horse the same as a caballo?
Whoa.
No.
Oh.
Let's go live to the esquina de tus Maria to figure out.
A caballo is a different category. Like there's
Yeah.
horse and then there's a caballo.
And then,
there's only a couple of
Tremendo
caballos.
caballo.
Workload on that.
Tremendo caballo. Jesus Christ. There's only one of those.
Caballote.
Who's a caballote? Who's the most of the caballotes? Who do? That's like the best of the best.
Carlos Zambrano.
No.
That's a get out
he
of
was
here.
good.
Get outta here.
Carlos Zambrano was
Glue
good.
factory.
And he could hit.
No. What's your-
Felix Hernandez, Caballote.
Oh, there you
yes.
go.
That's a good one. Yes.
Young
Let's
Felix.
let's do this. Thank you, Stugotz.
Sure.
Can we
Big Z.
put together? I want to do it Whittingham's way, where much like the escalating list of tensions that we describe the pitchers, and I need to have a classification and a ranking for if a horse is better than a dealer. I don't think Billy. Please help me as a lifelong baseball fan. Is there a higher compliment that you can give than the highest caballo? Like what would you put above it in English or Spanish above caballote?
Lewis is caballón, but I don't. El caballón, because there's
What's
only
Big
one.
Poppy? He's something.
We were just talking about
He's a
Yeah, but
DH.
this, he
He's a
gets to
DH.
play. He gets to fit in this game. He's
Chris,
something.
Chris, would you mind texting Tim Kirchin and just
Yeah,
say,
That makes me happier.
can I have your top 5 dealers and your
Who's
top
El
5
Caballón?
horses?
Yeah,
Right,
text him who's El caballón.
Just that's it. One sentence, no context. Who's El Caballon?
Send it with a gif of the first hour when you were making that gesture so he can report you to HR. Billy, let's start with the bottom of the list. This is a Louis Aquino, a 5th starter, a spot starter, somebody who comes in middle relief, different time in baseball.
I think the modern era would be the opener. Like the guy that starts the game but only pitches like an inning and a
That's
third.
stupid.
That's like the bottom rung of the starter ladder is the opener.
So much annoying stuff in this conversation. An opener. Enough of Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor also, by the way. I hate
They were
them.
amazing.
They
What are
were
you talking
not.
about?
Overrated.
I mean, for a year or two. they were good.
Overrated,
Right.
please.
Wait, wouldn't Mark Pryor, wouldn't both of them be a dealer? Are they too good? Because Kerry Wood had like a 20 strikeout game.
Yeah, Kerry Wood's a horse. Yeah. Well, he was a horse for a brief
I think
period
he's
of
above
time.
a horse. I think he might be a caballo.
I think he was a flash in the pan.
Oh, this
Oh,
is a
wow.
very different list. Then you can't do that to Kerry Wood, where he careens between flash in the pan and caballo. He can't be all of those things.
Because he's not a caballo. Not even close. Closer to a pony than a caballo, please.
Mark Pryor only lasted 5 seasons.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
But 2 of them were great.
Yeah, no, the 03 season he was incredible.
Incredible.
Now when they
ERA
count
plus
him.
179.
Well, did I ruin it? Because Mark Pryor would have been a guess. I would have guessed right there, Mark Pryor.
No, I think the cards you have in your hand are of a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're older.
Right.
Okay.
Your
Let-
cards
let-
are probably
let
when
me get-
Donruss was still a thing.
Donruss.
Fleer.
Are these cards worse than anything? I love the 90s now becoming nostalgia. I love that they're doing 30 for 30s on the 90s.
Yeah.
So old.
I mean, at this point, it's 30 years old, right? It's of a different time. There are people my age who didn't experience what you're talking about.
And there's a whole content well here when you can take Pamela and Tommy Lee and turn it into a Hulu documentary.
So many adverts for that. Why do people want me to watch this so bad?
It's the beginning of the sex tape. It's sort of the beginning of the internet, and they're whatever that story is. I don't know what the story is. I just love that we're ruminating through the life that Stugotz and I have lived to bring you the ancient chronicles of the 90s. All right, I don't want to guess anymore here. I want you to just tell me. I want you to tell me who is in here. The lefty. Is the next one the lefty or the righty?
The next one is the, I think it's the righty. Yeah, it's the righty. I think.
What do you mean you think, Stugotz?
Well, I regret putting that card in there. He is a classic dealer, but he's a bit too good. Like, he's a lot better than the other two. I'm checking to see if he's a lefty or righty.
Can't you just see the card?
Well, I mean, Dan's holding the card right now.
Who is it?
Give it back to him.
Just tell us who it is. I don't want to do this
The
anymore.
second card is Brett Saberhagen.
Yeah.
Saves. Okay. The third card.
Wait, but he was very good, though. The third card
Right,
is the
that's
lefty.
the one I regret. Yes.
Okay, so Brett Saberhagen was very good, too good to be a dealer. Is he a horse? He'd be a horse. Wouldn't he be a horse?
He's right-handed also.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Boddicker was on that team.
Stugotz, Billy, you know who's un caballo?
Who?
Sabathia.
Yeah, no, he's been
Yes.
named. CC Sabathia's been named. He's a caballote, and also
How about Louis Tiant?
Randy Johnson was also.
That's pretty good. I like
Yeah,
it.
but that's the best of the best. Is Pedro Martinez?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it is.
There's nothing bigger than.
Are we giving that the highest classification?
Okay, Lewis said yes, and now he's saying no, we can't. So
And are we adding knuckleballers to this list?
Oh, wow. Charlie Huff.
No, a knuckleballer can't be a dealer. No, Wakefield just eats innings.
Ooh, R.A. Dickey.
Had that one
he had
year.
that one season.
Yeah.
He had that one season.
Yeah, he
R.A.
did.
Dickey.
Flash in the pan?
Yes, R.A. Dickey is a flash in the pan. Yes, but and no one would describe him as a caballote, and it's because a caballote. No, not with knuckleballs, asshole.
Gotta throw gas.
Okay.
Throw
Gotta
hard.
throw gas.
You've got to throw hard. Stop
He
with
had a
this
fastball?
flutterball shit. Stop with this butterfly ball.
All right, I think he had a fastball.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
get
but
out
he
of
never threw
here.
it.
You got to throw in the 90s, kid. You can't be a Negro.
It's with a K.
Yes, thank
Careful,
you.
Dan. Still Black History
Phil,
Month, right?
the Negros, the
Careful.
Negro Brothers.
Be careful.
Yes.
All right, I'll let you slide this one time.
Good save.
Thank you, Roy.
You're welcome.
This pirate ship is still afloat because of that endorsement. I heard Mike Shore say that I think is gonna like divide on. I think we could have like four
I think
or
we all
five
just need to
different-
be quiet and think on that one.
Yeah.
Yes. That's great for
Which
podcast.
one, the Negros or Bartolo Colon?
Dan, careful.
Bartolo.
So Cologne.
Has anyone ever looked more unlike their last name? Because Cologne, you think someone. This
It looks
person-
more like a colon.
I read that as colon every
He
time,
does look
even
like
though
a
I'm
colon.
Hispanic,
That's a good
Roy.
point.
Yeah.
Every time I see the back of his uniform, I'm so Americanized. I'm like, how terrible. On the back of your uniform, it just tells you again and again, you're colon.
Yeah,
Bartolo
shit, yeah.
Colon, I went on PTI Stugotz and proclaimed that I did not understand how anybody ever hit anything he threw up there because he was just throwing an anchor up there at what was then a quaint 93 miles an hour. And it was a heavy ball, and I didn't understand how anybody hit it. And later in life, he became just Fat Guy Joke who occasionally hit a home run. But at the start of his career, his stuff was nasty. But he does not get elevated to caballo. This is a different class, Billy. Who is the greatest of the Latin pitchers, which is what we're really talking about here? Who's the greatest of them?
Pedro.
But he's too he's too thin to be a caballo.
No.
His game was
It's
caballo.
not. You're doing this too much on appearance. It's not an appearance thing. Also, there could be American caballos.
I agree with Dan though. I think Caballo carries an appearance. Like I think Randy Johnson at like 6'5" or was he 6'10"? Like you have to be at least, I would say, minimum 6'2" to be a caballo.
Lewis has declared he's not playing that game. He's not contributing. He doesn't want to do that based on appearance.
So what's Pedro though? If he's not that,
How tall is Pedro?
He's like, I think Pedro's probably like
really
5'11".
short.
He's
5'11".
slight.
By the way, his 99 season is one of the greatest baseball seasons of all time.
It needed to be said.
I think Billy just.
Pedro is. I never understood how any of that came out of that body. It didn't even make any sense that he
But
would be
he's
that
doing-
great, as dominant as any pitcher has ever been.
in
when
the
he's
thick
like
of the steroid era.
100 pounds lighter than everybody else throwing the ball hard.
I think it was Mike Schur on the podcast. He did like 10 minutes on the 99 Pedro season as the greatest baseball pitching season of all time when you compare his numbers to everybody else and the era. Like, everyone's juicing. Nobody cares. And he like has an ERA plus that season of like 230. It's insane. That season.
Livan Hernandez.
No, El Duque. El Duque.
Okay, his brother.
El Duque is more of a caballo than
Duque
Livan. Yeah.
is some caballo.
And he's still pitching at Tropical Park.
He is, isn't he? He is. He's
Right now?
I believe that.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. I believe he is.
I'm not even making that up. There's leagues that he's pitching at probably at Tropical Park.
I love it.
For sure.
Let's go watch.
For sure. That's got. Yeah. Well, let's do a live remote, Stugotz. We'll send you out there. Interview El Duque. I believe that what Billy is saying is absolute truth.
No,
I
for
don't
real.
believe it's like a
on,
myth or anything.
on random days, you could probably see him outside of Sluggers at Tamiami Park, like legit working out, just waiting for that one last shot.
I love it.
I think I might have found a white one.
Oh, really?
Max Scherzer.
Oh, wow.
Well, Randy Johnson.
Definitely a horse.
He's too good. He's too good. Randy Johnson.
No, I was saying he's an El Caballo.
Oh, but not good enough to be El Caballo.
Yeah, Max Scherzer, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
He's excellent, but not. He's not Randy Johnson excellent, is he? He's already put the white guy in there.
Got two color eyes.
I mean, Scherzer's
Oh, that
right
helps.
there, Dan.
I agree. That helps.
And he's thicker. Right.
So you need to look crazed like Randy Johnson. Yes. You know what? You've just improved Scherzer's candidacy without improving one of his stats by pointing out that he's got different color eyes. That might make somebody go from dealer and horse to caballo.
But now he's on the Mets, so now it's all gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
What is between? Where is ace? Just old ace? Is that's a higher than a horse? Is it not? Just an ace? Where
Well,
is
the ace is the highest
Kershaw's
of honors,
an ace.
right? Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw, ace.
Debatable. Yeah, debatable.
But where does
Careful.
ace fit in the caballo
it's
lexicon?
under caballo?
It's like you know
Okay.
when you see it. Like Kershaw, it's just not an El Caballo. That's it.
Really? Yeah, I agree.
He's an ace.
Okay. Now,
I would say-
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where does workhorse fit within the
Eh,
horse
it's like a
nomenclature?
That's
It's a
kind of like
spin-off.
dealer, workhorse and
Yeah.
dealer.
No, that's
kinda.
low. That's an insult.
It's beneath
almost.
dealer.
It's beneath all of it. Workhorse is just somebody who'll go out there and give you an ERA of 4.5. Ricky Nolasco.
Oh, there you go.
God, that's a great one.
Great shout. Great shout.
Just by the way, in terms of like hierarchy, like caballo, caballote, all that's above Hall of Fame. Just so you know. Yeah, like there's fewer of those, and they're all are Hall of Famers.
Well, Billy, I'm willing to say, like, when we put this list out, and it's got to be comprehensive, and we need Kirkshin's help on it, I'm willing to put Caballo above a god. Like, I'm willing. If you're willing to call somebody a god, I'm willing to put Caballo above that in this rarefied air where Kershaw can't live in this pantheon. So it's not Sabathia here, though, Stugotz? You say I've got a lefty left.
No, it is not.
All right, that's what I would guess. That would be my guess for a classic dealer.
It's a classic dealer whose name is going to make you smile. I guarantee it. Okay.
Okay, I look forward to turning this over. Give me the fanfare here. Oh, it's Atlee Hammaker. Yes. Great comedic name. Thank you for bringing joy into my life. Because, yes,
You're welcome.
He is a classic dealer. I do not know how to explain to the audience whenever it is we tumble into this, the 90s wheelhouse, where all the generations meet to talk about baseball. Whenever we stumble into it, I can't explain this language to you except to say that Stugotz just blurted in no general direction, just feeling good about himself and should have. Joaquin Andujar. But it was only really met with love from me because it was a great comedic name, but also that's a pitcher from another time who'd give you absolutely, go ahead, throw him out there, 700,000 pitches. And
all of them were fast.
Yes, it was cruel what we did to him. Science didn't understand what it was doing, and he should not have been out there throwing that many innings that hard. It was all ridiculous. So Stugotz and I shared a knowing glance. Ah, yes, a caballo of another day. But then Stugotz lobbed in the general direction very purposefully. Jose Rijo at Roy, and Roy made sexual sounds. Roy, it landed the same way. It was like Roy was thinking about torrid sex from another time. I was like, oh yes, Jose Rijo. But I don't know what we're doing anymore.
I had no idea. I'm just blurting out names
because those are not horses, and those are not dealers.
So I am prepared to reveal the nomenclature of starting pitchers that I have. Now, we are already starting to lay the groundwork for future nomenclatures because we decided that we should do one to measure the strength of arms, particularly of outfielders. You have your chooches, you have your cannons, you have your hoses.
Fuck's a nomenclature.
And then we also wanted to get into the nomenclature for hitters. You have your boppers, you have your sluggers, and the like. So we're going to start to create a bunch of lists back here.
But we're not going to be able to do any other show if this is all that we're doing.
Well, maybe not today. Good. Maybe not today. Over the course of maybe the next couple days.
So this is a series we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Great idea.
Yes.
Whitty's What's Wrong with Baseball.
What?
I haven't watched a baseball game in 4 years.
No, but this game, we've lured even him in. Even him, betrayed by the Marlins, young guy in his 20s. Oh, baseball. Why do they like this sport? It's like cricket for Americans. The whole thing is stupid.
There was a time, man.
I've got no time for it. But we're not talking about today's baseball. We're talking about the
Yesterday's baseball.
We're talking about Joaquin Andujar. Your grandfather's baseball is what we're now talking about.
Don Sutton.
Yeah, I mean, Stugotz doesn't know the era he's in, and he blurted a Don Sutton at me. He blew an early 80s Don Sutton in my breath because Stugotz has been waiting all his life to cash in and yell at the audience. Well, first let me talk about Don Sutton.
Frank Viola.
Sweet music.
Sweet music, Frank Viola.
It was good.
All right, let's stop this. I need the list right now. I need flamethrower is where on this? Where on the hierarchy?
We'll find out, Dan.
Okay, you're going to do this now? You're going to do
I'm ready.
This is the bottom up.
Yeah, bottom up.
We discussed this, me and Whittingham. Location doesn't matter with a flamethrower. Just guess, okay? That's it.
All right, but
Flamethrowers are not good pitchers. They just throw really
Kyle
hard
Farnsworth.
ineffectively. My submission was Matt Lindstrom, the former Marlins closer. He
amazing.
threw 100 miles an hour and was still a terrible pitcher.
Who
It
only
makes no
Marlins
sense.
fans know. Yeah. I feel like that's a name only Marlins fans know. Matt
But it's a
Lindstrom.
good name.
It's a great pull. It's a great pull.
Yes.
But AJ Burnett is too good to be a flamethrower?
Yeah.
I go
workhorse on AJ Burnett.
He had a no-hitter with 9 walks, though. I mean,
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did.
Great shout.
He also got hurt a lot. If you get hurt a lot, can you be a workhorse?
And Pierce Nipples, too.
Yes.
He did have Pierce nipples.
He broke a window on a truck.
He did.
What?
He did.
Yeah.
He
That's
did.
an amazing video. that
Tony saw him
classic
at
video.
Universal one time.
We're throwing stuff on a board just
Roy,
to,
Roy
just
shouted
things to think about.
he broke the window on a truck with no context, and of course where Billy ended up is, and was it Luis? Was it Useless Tony? It was Tony. I saw him at Universal once, is what he shouted into the
I
microphone.
feel like I know more
Dan,
about him now.
hold on. Here's the thing, right? He said Pierce nipples back here. I don't know if anybody caught that. And then it reminded me of the time I saw him at Universal and he was wearing a shirt. It was a little cold and I saw his Pierce nipples.
Oh, okay.
I once met Scott Olson at a Heat watch party.
interesting.
Does it need to be cold to see the Pierce nipples, or can you see the Pierce nipples in warmer weather? I'm just asking. I'm
He
genuinely.
probably
curious.
just got off Popeyes, honestly, or Dudley Do-Right.
Oh, so he's wet.
Yeah, totally doing it. Yeah.
He broke the window on a truck that was driving behind him with Billy the Marlin in it.
That was intentional,
during
right?
warm-up.
It had to be
Yes.
intentional.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did it on purpose, but it's funny. He threw it through the window of a truck just during warm-ups, and was also a pitcher who threw so hard and uncontrollable that had a no-hitter with 9 walks.
Do you think he was aiming for Billy the Marlin's head and missed and hit the window, or that's what he was actually aiming for?
That's a good question. I don't actually know the answer to that question. I think he meant to hit the mascot. Which one's funnier?
I think somewhere in my childhood home there is a scorecard from that AJ Burnett no-hitter. They gave out at the next home game. It was in San Diego, if I remember correctly. The next home game, they gave out a scorecard. I just love the idea of like there be routinely runners on third in the scorecard for a no-hitter.
I mean, they almost got blown out. Let's go ahead and do this hierarchy because I want to see this is the greatest of insults. We're starting with the you're a professional name that we know though, right? You're not a nobody. You're just a guy that gets out there too much for everyone's liking.
We begin with the opener. A modern day innovation where a relief pitcher pitches like an inning in a third, and that's it. We move up to spot starter.
Yeah, but
I love a spot
But
starter.
the way the Rays use that opener, they put good pitchers there sometimes. I don't even know if this deserves to be in this game.
It's not. This is an old-fashioned game. This is an insult. Opener is an insult today, and I understand.
Kevin Cash, please.
Okay, but that's we're going back to the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
But I don't respect you as a starting pitcher if you pitch an inning in a third. Like it is.
Isn't it usually a reliever that they're using in that role?
But they're starting. They're starting the game.
Let's stay in the weeds on this. I want to stay in the weeds on this.
They command no respect. They don't start. Like you gotta throw at least 5 innings to command respect as a starter.
Wow.
I think if you throw 2 good innings and you're the best reliever on the team and they use you, you can be that's higher. Move it up the list.
You're a middle reliever, please.
Wow.
I want to leave the weeds now.
Okay, you're a middle reliever who's starting
games. How about
games.
nomenclature of relief pitchers?
You're getting too in the weeds.
Okay.
Let's move up. I'm disqualifying opener. We're starting with
spot starter.
Okay.
All right.
Spot starter is lower than innings eater.
Yes.
Like a guy only that starts on a doubleheader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Or 3 of your starting pitchers or 5 of them have blown out their arms and they don't want to send somebody to waivers.
Darren Oliver.
Jason Vargas for a little bit until he became an all-star.
Excellent
Well, no, wait a minute.
Yes.
But this is terrible because Jason Vargas is now one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, but at one point he was a
we need to
spot
figure that
starter.
out.
Yeah.
What happened
He
there?
graduated.
What happened?
Was it
just
Jason
the Marlins
Vargas
thing.
of Expo?
He was a spot starter. I remember. I regret it. I said it. That dude's the truth, and he wasn't for 12 years. But then
You've been redeemed.
But then he was good. What else?
All right, next. 5 innings, 3 earned.
Just as a nickname.
Wow.
We move up to knuckleballer. Then ground ball specialist.
A guy that will get you a ground ball.
Where's lefty specialist on
This
this
is
list?
insulting. I mean, you go through
That's a
life
relief
as a
pitcher.
ground ball specialist. Like that's
We move up to workhorse. Then flamethrower.
Oh.
wait a minute.
Where's crafty lefty?
Where's Crafty?
Oh, a crafty lefty.
So you'd
Wow.
rather be a flamethrower, a Matt Lindstrom. You would rather be somebody who throws 100 but can't pitch.
Mark Wohlers. I mean,
No, but Mark Wohlers was a good closer.
You're right, you're right.
Closers are a different classification. This list sucks.
Crafty.
That's an insult. It's an insult.
Jamie Moyer does not think that's insulting.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You can't be. It needs to be crafty lefty. You can't be a crafty righty.
Yeah, exactly.
that's
You
a
gotta
great
be
Only
left
Greg
lefty,
Maddox was a crafty righty. Only one in
He's one of the
history.
best pitchers ever, though.
but crafty.
No,
crafty.
Greg Maddox
Crafty.
can't be crafty. He's way better than crafty.
Put it on the poll, Guillermo, please. Are there any crafty righties
He's the craftiest of crafty.
in baseball?
Can you think of any off the top of
I
your head?
can.
Yeah.
He stumbled upon something here where I think you have to be a crafty lefty, or at least from this time period.
Next, top of the rotation.
But that's not ace. It's
Nope.
just top of the rotation.
Top of the
The
rotation.
corner says Bartolo Colon at the end of his career was a little crafty. That's a
Yeah,
good
but he was
shout.
just
Doing a
fat.
jump.
He was just fat.
Wasn't Carl Pavano crafty?
Carl Pavano threw hard for the time, although now it's low 90s.
I like that one though. That's a good one. Roy Halladay, maybe a little crafty. I think we've done
No,
this
that's
before. Yeah, when you
no.
listen,
No.
we've had this argument before. The only reason I put him there is because if you have 9 pitches, it just gives off crafty. He had so many pitches.
The definition of crafty is Ted Lilly. That's it.
Okay,
That's the guy.
Stugotz believes
Yeah,
he
Roy Halladay's
Yes, he's a
but
lefty.
That's a lefty,
Pocket
Stugotz.
ace.
Yeah.
We're doing righties right now.
I know.
Keep up. It's
Sorry.
a big list.
I know.
Next.
Dan Herron.
Wow, that's a good one.
Wow. Fair play. Horse.
I think his Twitter handle is IThrow88, which would be a crafty thing.
Ace.
Oh, now we're getting into the good stuff here.
God.
God
We've
is-
never called a pitcher that.
Caballo. And finally, Caballote.